To create a class, we're going to go to for me, it will be admin. For facilitator, it will be instructor. So I'm going to go to professional development, then go to dashboard, courses, create. Now for facilitators, it should be instructor, classes, create. For me, I'm going to do it under admin, dashboard, courses, create. For facilitators, it's going to be instructor, classes, create. Then you're going to go to select from your Protraxx user guide the facilitator new verbiage. So to start and create, you're going to click on the Protraxx new facilitator guide. Okay. So I am going to create a class, and the first class I'm going to create is going to be the Recovery Coach Academy, which is right here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where we're going to create a class. The first thing is the name. So then I'm going to go to the Protraxx user guide. I'm going to highlight here, Recovery Coach Academy. I'm going to highlight. I'm going to right click. I'm going to copy. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste. That's the first thing. Now, Recovery Coach Academy is multiple days. So then we're going to select multiple. Total hours is 30. Total maximum 30. Minimum awarded 30. Then I'm going to go back to the Protraxx new facilitator guide verbiage. Now you see the total hours 30, maximum awarded 30, minimum awarded 30. That's exactly what we just typed in. Now I'm going to copy the online description as it appears from the Protraxx. So we're going to highlight here, but we're only going to highlight in between up until here. And we got to try to get it. We may have to delete some because we only need up until the approved by the NAADAC. So I'm going to try to just grab that. If not, I'll delete what I don't need. So I'll right click, copy. come back over here where it says the online description. We're gonna come down here into the Compose Epic, right click, paste. But we're gonna take out the extra part that we don't need. So we don't need that. All right, and now we're gonna go and get the objectives from the PDF file, which is the Protraxx new verbiage. So now we're going to copy from here to here. And we're going to right click, copy, come back, right click, paste. Then we're going to scroll down. Okay, and we're going to take out this part, the top piece, because it's up here as well. You don't need it in both areas. So we're going to delete that, and we're going to do backspace up. All right, so the first part is done for creating your class. Just the first part, meaning the description. Now we're going to go down to the activity class detail. And we're going to just scroll down a little bit. Okay, so now this is where your subject area. So you're going to go back to your Protraxx user guide. I'm going to try to do it. So we're going to try. So this is the subject area. So this is where we're at. This is the next part. So over here, the first thing is accountability. Then I'm going to bring back up that guide. Active listening in art and science. Active listening, art of science. Art of recovery coaching. So you're going to select all of these that you see here. These are all the ones you're going to select out of the subject area. Okay. So, all right. So the next one is coaching, communication skills. So I'm just selecting the roles for the subject area. So it should be 30 for Recovery Coach Academy. Then that's the total in here. It's 30, and it should only be these that's in here. Now, the topic code for Recovery Coach Academy is RCA 001. And that's the topic code. So I'm going to hit here. I'm going to look for Recovery Coach Academy. right here, RCA 001. Select that. Then we're going to scroll down. Well, you can actually just hit that back. Then the next thing is your year group code. So right now, we are going to select 2025 to 2026. As of June 1st of 2026, this will change over from 2026 to 2027. But right now, we're going to select 2025 to 2026. Okay. Then the next is your target audience, which is here. Let's back up. It should be clinicians, community members, family members, friends and allies, peer specialists, people in recovery, recovery coaches, recovery peer specialists, and supervisors. And those are the ones you're going to select. And subtitle. Okay, I'm sorry. So that's the target audience, and then the area you're going to focus on is next. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Oh, hold on, maybe I have to bring it a little further over. Let's see. So the subtitle. So this is where you would put, if you're doing it online, you can put here online dash via Zoom. If you're doing it in person, you would put the state, the town, in the state in the subtitle area. If you're doing it online, you would put online via Zoom or the platform you will be using to do it online. Or if you're doing it in person, you would do the town and the state you're doing it in. Now, the area to focus on is the next, which would be areas of focus, which would be ethics, monitoring, client, or mentoring, mentoring, client education, recovery coaching, advocacy, recovery wellness, and support. And that's what we would select from over here in the area. Ethics, recovery wellness. Okay. And also leaders. So it should be 10 and 5. This class is going to be online. So I'm going to type online via Zoom. Okay. Now the next. So that is as far as we got until the area, which is right here. Now, done with this form. So I'm going to minimize this and we're going to no longer use this for now. Let me just get this out the way. It's not allowing me to grab it. Give me 1 second. All righty, and here we go. So now we're going to focus on the rest of the sheet. So since I'm using it online, I'm going to leave it here. The subtitle says online via Zoom. We're not going to set no goals, align standards. Nope. Okay. The minimum and maximum attendance or expected attendance. So this would be if we are going to do a class of 30, we're going to make sure that both of these line up. They say the same thing. Now you can put lower than 30 and you can do as high as 50 or 100, whichever you're comfortable with training or facilitating, whatever you're comfortable with is what you would put your number to be. It's up to you. We recommend that when you do a class that you have enough people that you're able to pair them up when you do breakouts or when you're doing groups for your scenarios. But for right now, it's going to be 30 for this particular class, okay? And down here, you're going to allow online enrollment. You don't have to do anything for allow wait lists. Auto approve enrollments. We're going to turn this off. Okay. If you leave this on, that means when you have this button on, you allow your participants to enroll online. If you have this on, that means you won't be able to see who's enrolling in your class. So we turn it off so you can see who's enrolling in your class. So allow pre-survey. This we're not gonna select unless you are doing a pre-survey. If you are doing a pre-survey, you select by session. Then it would be the CCAR pre-work submission survey. But we're not doing that, so we're going to unselect this and hit none. But you are going to allow per post evaluation. That is a must. In order for your participants to get their certificates, you have to select the allow post evaluation. And that's going to be by class, and it's going to be CCAR training course evaluation, always. Now you're going to select publish to public website. You have to click publish to public website. Okay, and in this, that's the only thing you need to select. Now, if you would like to send out a reminder for your participants, you can also do that as well. And you can do it a day before, for 2 days before your training, 3 days before your training, 7 days or 14 days. And you would put here in the composed area what you would like to remind your participants to do prior to class, before the class starts, if that's pre-work, if that's reminder of manuals, whichever you need them to do prior to your training. Okay. Now, if you don't do a reminder, that's okay too. You would just turn that off if you don't. Now, you're going to open the class the day you are creating the class. Now, you're going to close the class a month after the last day of your training. So if it's RCA and we're training April 20th through the 25th, I'm sorry, April 20th through April 24th, we're going to close it a month out after April 24th. So that would be May 24th. But if the 24th of May is on a Sunday, you're going to do the next business day. So you're going to select May 25th. Okay. Now, enroll after the start date of the class. Now, this would be in a couple scenarios. If you get someone that is enrolling in your class late or they wasn't able to sign into Protraxx the day before or any day of the day that your training starts, you would want to select this because they will be able to enroll after the class has started. Also, if you get a participant that missed a prior RCA class and they just need to make up a day out of your training that they missed prior, this is where they can enroll into the class after the class has started. Now, if you don't have anyone, or you're not going to have anyone enroll after the start date, then you will keep that off. But if you have someone that signs up after your training has started, this is where you would want to select enroll after the start date of the class. You will turn that on. We typically turn it on. Okay, now if you don't want anyone to enroll after the class has started, then you will just leave it off. Okay. Awards automatically issued. You want that to be turned on. And it's going to be all the time CE credits awarded. No other ones will be selected. It's always CE credits awarded. No badges are selected on any trainings at all. Now, down here, schedule off-site. You're going to click this always. Always. If you miss this, it will throw your whole training off. You will not be able to do much once if this is not selected. So please make sure you select off-site. Now this is where we're going to fill in the training days. So the training for RCA is the 20th. The time has to be for 30 hours. So if we're doing 5 days, Monday through Friday, we're going to do 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be online. Zoom, instructor, so there's my first day. You have to fill each box in. Next day, the 21st, 9 a.m., 4 p.m. Facilitator, right? Zoom. There's my 2 days. Now I'm going to do my third day. Okay. Fourth day, same thing. And my last day. Now, when you're filling in each of these, make sure you have a facilitator in each day. Because if you miss putting in a facilitator here, you will not see your class. You will not see your training at all. So make sure you fill in the facilitator under instructor. Okay, so there's the days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so now I'm going to hit display optional field. And you don't have to fill anything here, nor here, or here. Here is where you put your notes for the participant and for yourself. You put anything you want them to know in here, any additional notes, what the training is, anything you want to put in here for your notes for your participant, and additional notes for yourself, the facilitator or your admin, you put here. And then once you're done doing that, you hit save and view. And then you submit your activity class for approval. Once you submit it for approval, it'll go to one of the CCAR training team that will review the training and make sure that everything is selected properly, and you would either get a message back via email, letting you know if it has been approved, denied, or if things need to get fixed. So you then submit for approval. It's going to ask you, are you sure? And you're going to confirm yes. And then there you go. Your class has been created. Okay. Now, let's say you want to copy this for another date. All you would have to do is go to Action, the New Activity class, confirm that you want to copy it. Now, before you don't just go submit it once you copy it. There's a couple things you need to do before you submit it to be approved. So you're going to go to Action. You're going to go to Update Activity Class. You're going to come here. You're going to take out this copy. Everything else should be the same. You hit Save. You scroll down. Everything else up here is the same. This is going to stay the same unless the time has changed, meaning the year has changed. You're going to take out the copy. This stays the same. If it's going to be online, you leave this here. If it's going to be in person, you would change it and hit face to face. Then you would put up here, if it's face to face, the town and the state. If not, you just leave it as is. You scroll down. The next thing you have to change is your attendance and your audience. If it's less than 30, you can change it, or if it's more than 30, you can change it. But if it's the same amount, you can leave it. Then you come down here. Everything else should still be the same. You don't have to change anything down here. It still stays the same. Now this, you're going to change it to the date that you're opening it. So if you're copying this, let's say a month later, you're going to change it a month later for the day that you're changing it. So we're going to say it's a month later than today. So today is May 16th. Okay, so that's the day that I'm opening it. And a month later, the 16th, my training is gonna start on June 8th. And it's gonna end on June 12th, but I'm gonna close it a month after June 12th, so it's gonna be July 12th. But since July 12th is on a Sunday, it's gonna be the 13th, the next business day. So enroll after, you're going to leave on. This all stays the same. This all stays the same. But this changes because our date changed. And all right, so it changed to the week of the 13th. So we're going to go to June 8th. Okay. Then Then you have to fill in if you need to change the times, you would then change the times to the times you need it for. Don't forget to fill in your facilitator in each box, because if you don't, you won't see it. Okay, so everything looks good. All right. And then this stays the same. This stays the same. Then if you have any notes, any updated notes you want to add, you put it in here. Any notes for yourself, you put it in here. And then you hit update and review. And if everything looks good, you submit your copied class for approval. Then you hit yes for confirm. And there you go. There's your copied class. All righty.